could you please tell us about your own involvement in Juventutem?
Well, it's just beginning in many ways, but I'm the retired Bishop of Christchurch in New Zealand, and when you're retired, people think you have not much to do, so they give you extra jobs. So I've accepted quite gladly to be the ecclesiastical patron of Juventutem, with a view to the celebration of World Youth Day in Sydney next year. I suppose my own concern for the liturgy over many years makes it something that I would like to do, and to give what help I can to the organisers of the World Youth Day and to Juventutem to make something worthwhile of this occasion in Australia, so that the people who come there will have an opportunity to understand better the depth and the breadth of the liturgy of the Catholic Church.
What role do you believe Juventutem can and should play in World Youth Day?
Well, clearly it will have a certain profile on this particular World Youth Day, because it comes in the wake of the Holy Father's motu proprio, the letter in which he extended the use of the traditional Latin Mass in the Catholic Church. As you know, the Holy Father is doing this not just to please people who are somewhat older or people who are nostalgic for a time that has passed, but he's extending the use of the traditional Mass because he believes that the Mass, which for over 1500 years was the holiest and most important thing in the Church, ought not be simply set aside, that it carries with it something of the basic tradition of the Church, and also carries with it something of the culture which has served the Church well over many, many centuries, and which roots it in the actual human situation. So what he did in extending the use of the Mass is something that has implications for the whole Church and for the Church's worship. And the Juventutem group will focus attention on that, one hopes, in the meeting, and that those who already are aware of the importance of the Mass of Blessed Pope John the 23rd, as we now know it, will be joined also by others who will come to know something more about it. In this way, it was the hope of the Pope that also the new liturgy, the liturgy that has been developed since the Second Vatican Council, could be somewhat influenced by the good traditions and the atmosphere and style and spirit of the traditional liturgy of the Church.
What would you like to say to the young people, both those already committed to the traditional liturgy and those who might not yet have experienced this part of the Church's heritage?
I would hope that they would more and more discover that the traditional Mass, the Mass of Blessed Pope John the 23rd, is something that has an important potential in the life of the Church for them, because it brings with it something of the feel of the Church of the ages. The Catholic Church, the one holy Catholic Apostolic Church, is the Catholic Church as it has been in history. and we may not prescind from that, we may not simply leave it aside. Part of the church that Christ founded has, through the ages, under the guidance of the Holy Spirit, been enriched in many ways with, first of all, with the forms of the liturgy, which bear with them so much beauty, with various forms of art and music, decoration, and all of these things both enable us to take part in the worship of God in a more fully human way, and also then are part of our human heritage as well. It's interesting that when the Second Vatican Council proposed to do some restructuring of the liturgy, and in different parts of the world, but particularly in England, a number of distinguished writers and artists and people concerned with the life of the Spirit appealed to the Holy See that the traditional form of the Mass not be lost. And they did that not only for spiritual reasons, but also for human reasons, for reasons of the well-being and integrity of human beings. So this opportunity then for Juventutem to highlight again for young people the traditional Mass is something that could have deep meaning and importance for the lives and for the well-being of young people in the world today.